Hey, hi there. Welcome back. This is Ankush, and today we are going to talk about the KPIs. Okay. So I don't have any mockups right now. I'll build it for from the scratch. So the motive is the this video behind this. I wanted to build a very KPIs for the sales table. Okay. We are not going to use any of the heavy calculation. We are not going to use any kind of the LOD label. This is going to be very flexible way. We are using two calculation and the three sheets. Okay, and this is kind of the very flexible, and it looks good when you're working on any of the dashboard or the projects. And the requirement is that you need to create a KPIs table for the upper level management team, so then you can create this. Okay. So let's start this video. So I'm using the sample superstore data as usual. Let me So first calculation will be, let me drag the measures first. Sales and maybe profit, maybe discount, let's say mm, order count. Okay, and convert it into the table. Move measure name into the column. Okay, so we have, let's arrange it, the KPIs. Okay, looks good for me. So this is a KPI. Okay, so now I'm going to create a few calculations based on that. So let's say I will say default start dates. So I will say today minus 8. I will explain why I'm taking 8, and let's duplicate this, and this is going to my end date, and I'm take it to 1. So basically this is a by default 7 days data. Okay, and I'm going to create a parameter. So parameter is, let's say, start date. Data types should be your date, and let's take my the start date from here. I need to create another one. This is going to be my end date. Let's take your date field, end date. Okay, so I need to create a calculation because I need to combine this parameter. Okay, how Tableau will react when I select anything from the list. Okay, date range, let's say filter. So I will say here, if my order date greater than or equal to my start date, this is my parameter, and here I will say date if day and my start date and my end date, it's going to be +1, and Order date should be less than or equal to end date, dative, day, start date, end date plus one. Then I want label comparison period, else if, okay, order date, let's, else if order date, start date, and order date should be greater than end date, then it should be your selected period, okay, and else remaining days it should be end. Okay, this is going to be very straightforward. What I did, I'll tell you, I'll explain. So this is my order date. By default, we have the order date in the data sets, start date, and these are the parameters. So what I'm taking, order date should be greater than or equal to start date, and I'm taking the date difference from start date and date. Okay, and again I'm taking the order date date diff from here. So I'm saying if it is this, so this will be the comparison period. So basically this is divided by three parts: comparison period, remaining days, or selected period. Okay, here we go. Let's say I will say no, order date, start date, end date plus one. Okay, and order date less than greater than end date, comparison period. Okay, uh I know what is the reason. Just give me a second. 24. New order date. So I will say okay. So I will say comparison. I will select selected period. Okay. So in selected period, let me color from here. Okay. Let's black as well as it should be the different color. Okay, perfect. So this is my KPI. And let's say, okay, so I need to duplicate this sheet. KPI should be maybe comparison period. Okay, so what I will do in comparison period, what I will do, let's say, I need to change. Make sure your the sequence order of the KPIs will be the same, the exact same. Okay, and I don't want this, and I don't want this header as well as, and let me remove the grid lines or any axis lines we are using in this particular view, because we want this should be top of each of them. Okay, so I'm doing very quickly, and I don't want this, I don't want this, pain, I don't want this, and here we go. Okay, let me duplicate one more time, and I want this should be my selected period. So I need to change here. Okay, selected period is already there. So okay, so I need selected and comparison. Okay. Oh, I don't want this. So what I will do, let's say I've selected two now. Date range field. Okay, and what I will do now, control Z, percentage of different. I want to take percentage of different for each KPI, and here we go. Okay, so now you can see, let me drag it into the color. Okay, so anything going in minus, it will represent is the red. Anything is going into the positive is represented the green. Okay, so if you see, I can see the null values. Okay, over here. So there is a tip, or there's a one calculation we can handle it about any of the anomalies or any of the null value from here. So the calculation is very straightforward. So calculation is, let's say, hide null values, hide null. Okay. So I will say index not equal to 1. So this is going to be my true. And now you can see my KPI will take the right place. Okay. So what I will do, so we have created the things. Let me create my dashboard. Let's set this one, or maybe just click this KPI, entire view, little bit. Okay, format, and this is the one sheet we have created this. So just take the floating one and arrange it into format. Okay, let's make sure it should be aligned. Okay, and the third sheet will be KPI selected, the positive or the negative one. Let's hide this one. Format, none is already there. Let's say hide this. Show header. Now you can see we have the KPIs, the main KPIs. We have the versus like the previous one, and these are the respective the percentage, the percent difference. Okay, and let's say hide all, order, trend, new order, range of dates, relative ones, let's say 30, order count, okay, 50. You can play around with the colors. My motive is to show you how can we build it the good looking KPIs without using heavy calculation. Okay, show header, duplicate, trend, duplicate, one more, maybe discount. Okay, so let's go to your dashboard. This is the order trend, hide, format, okay, and one line is coming. I don't know why, which one. Maybe this. Okay, so I need to replica from all these KPIs. Sales trend, and this is going to be discount. Okay, and profit, profit, and this is going to be sale. And here we go. Okay, so if you like, you need to change the colors and the formatting things. You need to create the kind of visual here, but my motive is to show you how can we create the KPIs without using any fancy calculation. Okay, so these are very flexible, very kind of things, and anything you need to change, go to the sheets and need to change. Okay, play around with the colors. Okay, so that's it from this video. Please make sure subscribe the channel, and thank you so much for your watching this.